If you thought the dealer rejected trade-ins were bad, this car is even worse. After being purchased at an auction sight unseen, the new owner was shocked to find out how disgusting the interior of his new car was, but that's just the tip of the iceberg because the smell in here is on another level. Stay tuned as I work to undo over a decade of total abuse so the owner can actually handle driving this car. Okay guys, well as I get to work on the Jeep now, I just have to say that I'm not sure I've ever had a vehicle in the studio that smelled as badly as this one. From the moment that I pulled it inside the studio, I knew I was in for a wild ride. The brief few seconds I had the door open allowed the stench to fill the entire studio to the point that I had to wear my respirator for a while because the smell is just that bad. Moving down to the carpeted wheel well liners, and if you've ever wondered why manufacturers use a material like this here, well, it's to reduce road noise inside the vehicle. The only problem with that is that the material acts like a sponge, soaking up the dirt, and that requires a fair bit of effort to get them clean. Now for these door jambs that are packed full of dirt, the pressure washer is the only practical way to get them clean, though I can assure you guys that it is possible to do this without soaking the interior. Just control the wand well and make sure to spray from a steep angle to also avoid soaking yourself in the process. Okay, turning my attention to the carpet floor mats now, where they all seem to be covered in dirt and stuck on crud, which I'm hoping my drill brush will be able to loosen up, but if it can't, then the pressure washer is usually able to blast what's left away, but in the rare case that doesn't do it, well, then I've got a few other tricks up my sleeve. Now, as you can see, there's some stuff that's practically glued into the fibers of this rear mat here, so I'm going to grab my needle nose pliers to essentially just pull whatever it is off the mat. Not the first thing you think of when you think of detailing tools, but hey, it works well. Okay, once I've got the two front seats removed, I can get a better look at what I'm dealing with in here, which is just a pile of dirt, old food, gum stuck in the carpet, and it looks like there's even more mess hiding under the back seat as well that I'll have to deal with. Moving over to the rear driver's side footwell, where there's a bunch of what looks to be gum firmly stuck in the carpet, and obviously the vacuum isn't going to do much for that, and the extractor likely won't either. It'll more than likely be something I'll have to use the steamer on later in the detail, so don't panic that it has to stick around for a while. It will be coming out. Alright, starting on this rear middle seat here, and I'm honestly not sure if I've ever seen a dirtier leather seat than this one. There's all kinds of crud stuck to it, and while I don't have any of the backstory on how the vehicle got to be this dirty, I do think it's safe to assume that kids were involved. Okay, well, like I mentioned a little earlier, there's quite a mess hiding under the back seat here, so I went ahead and unbolted the lower portion of the seats so I could lift them up and out of the way, allowing me access to scoop up this mess. Although it's looking like I'll need to unbolt the whole thing when I've got the steamer out later on, so I can get all this caked on nastiness cleaned up too. Alright, well, starting on the carpets now, and I'm happy to say that the quality of carpet in this Jeep Grand Cherokee is about middle of the road, so I'm hopeful I can get it looking pretty good, despite it being really dirty. If you're at all curious about the products that I'm using here, you can find most of them on my website at detailgeekautocare.com, and then the rest are listed in the description for you. And then of course, if you want to learn more about my setup here in the studio, check out the studio tour video I did a couple years back on the channel here as I go through everything in detail. Now, as I'm not quite happy with the results yet, I'm going ahead and repeating the entire process here. But to answer the question of how do I know or decide when to stop extracting, well, it's typically when the carpet is visually clean and the water coming through the extractor is clear. Okay, as I continue extracting here, I just wanted to remind you guys that all this gum here is going to get dealt with very soon when I've got the steamer out, so again, don't worry. I know there's a few gum removal methods out there, but the one I've always found work the best is steam and a bit of agitation. Here's the half bucket full of absolutely disgusting and smelly water sucked out of the Jeep today. Gross. Okay, getting started on the plastics now, and like I mentioned in the opening, the new owner recently bought this car at auction sight unseen. I guess it's got nearly 350,000 kilometers on it, so it probably didn't sell for much. But anyways, besides the colossal mess inside the car, the whole car smells of a very particular smell that's overpowering the rest. Crap. Yeah, it literally smells like human feces. I'm not really sure how that happens because I certainly haven't found any logs in here, but it does, and that's why I've had my respirator on every second the vehicle's doors have been open today. Moving to the dash, and once again my needle nose pliers came in handy as the previous owner was storing some garbage in the vents here, along with a tiny little plastic ice cream cone. Super weird. Okay, coming back to all the gum in the carpet now, and to my surprise, the fact that it was saturated with carpet cleaner earlier and had time to sit has made it all very pliable, and I was actually able to grab my trusty flathead screwdriver and just scrape it out of the carpet. So this was definitely a best case scenario, though my steamer would have also been able to remove it. It just would have taken a bit more effort. Moving up to these filthy rear seats, and when you see what comes off them in a second here, well, I think you'll get a better idea of what this vehicle smelled like. I still don't understand the poo smell, nor do I want to, and seeing what ends up on the towel really makes me wonder what the heck was going on inside this vehicle. I also can't imagine buying a vehicle at auction only to find that it smelled so bad you couldn't stand being inside it. Thankfully though, he brought it to the right guy, although you won't be able to tell by the time I was done today. The vehicle smelled good, though I did end up running my ozone machine after just to make sure it smelled as good as possible. Now for this nasty cup holder insert, I'll have it looking brand new again in a matter of seconds with my all-purpose cleaner and a little bit of steam, but I have to say that I do not want to know what this sludge is that's coming off it right now. Okay, moving back outside now, and to quickly add some depth and gloss to this paint, I'll get some of my ceramic spray coating applied with a microfiber towel, and then about a minute later, after it's flashed, I'll simply remove it with a second towel, leaving the paint glossy and slick. All right guys, well 12 hours later and the monumental disaster inside this Jeep Grand Cherokee has been undone, and this thing is looking sweet once again. Now if you guys enjoyed this transformation, make sure you smash the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. Enjoy the guitar outro, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.